Hello riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. Today we have a 2018 Honda CBR 500R. Got its buddy sitting right there, which is the 2019, but this is the 2018. So when you look at these two, I don't notice much of a difference, but focusing on this bike, I'm going to show you some cool stuff. But first and foremost, to really try and show you this paint, it's a little difficult again when you're looking at this stuff and it's not in the sunlight. But this is pearl white, and perhaps one of the coolest names for the red, they call it Grand Prix red. So pearl white and Grand Prix red, pretty cool. Honda red, you know, Honda's always associated with that red, ride red. They always talk about that. So, you know, of course, they're going to have a really cool looking red, which is Grand Prix red. And that one, it looks pretty regular as far as the red goes. There's not anything as far as flake in there like there is with the white. It's there. It's really hard to see it, but it is there. So, anyhow, getting into this bike, you're looking at a 471cc parallel twin motor. So you can see the cylinders right in there. Dual overhead cam, 4 valve per cylinder, 6-speed motor. In the front, we're looking at 320 millimeter disc. Pretty clean. Got a little bit of this simulated carbon fiber right there. Got the new styling. All these bikes that are sort of getting to the point where they're kind of looking really similar. The gold on the case for the motor. Towards the rear here, we have the 240 millimeter rear, but we also have carbon fiber Leo Vinci pipe. Got a little bit more of that simulated carbon right here. A little bit of scuff there. Not really much to speak of. There is a little blemish there. Tiniest one right there. Not a whole lot going on with that on this bike in particular. I mean, there are a couple little spots right here. A little one right there on the edge. And I kind of think that's, for the most part, all of them. You know, there's a little bit of one right there. Little stone chip. That's pretty much it, though. Again, the simulated carbon here on the guard, on the chain guard. Pretty straightforward bike. Up a little bit, one right there. A couple little chips up on the case. And I kind of think that's it as far as the major blemishes. Just a little bit of scuff right there. Other than that, good looking bike. It's got the single disc up front. You know, with these 500s, these parallel twins, these are great learner bikes. They're great intermediate bikes for anyone that wants to learn how to ride, but you don't want the 250 because it's a little too small. You know, these are awesome for that. The seat height is 30.7 inches, so it is not too terribly tall. So, you know, if you are a little shorter and you want something like this, remember, any of these bikes, they can be lowered. It's just a matter of a dog bone or a lowering link, and that can be done pretty simply.
Remember to like and subscribe and ding that notification bell.
So the wheelbase is 55.5 inches. It's going to tip into the corners real nicely. Get your curve on. The tank is a 4.4 gallon tank, and the bike weighs 428 pounds. So, you know, there are lighter bikes, but again, this is pretty much in line with any of the super bikes out there. They're really all in around that sort of same weight. Controls on this bike, pretty simple stuff. You have your high beam, low beam, your horn, turn signal. Over here, on off, your hazard, and your starter. Now the dash, that's the display on this bike, it's really nice. It's definitely a modern display. On the left side, you see your fuel gauge. So it goes all the way up there, little gas pump. You have your digital tach, your speedometer, and this bike has 4,724 miles on it. So really not a whole lot of mileage. You can see the clock in the bottom corner. You can toggle through your trip meters just like anything else, and then reset it by holding the button here, and it'll reset it just like that. So easy stuff. It's not, this bike is not heavy laden with all the electronic doodads and things that all the modern super bikes have, because this bike is not, it's not going to get away from you like those other ones can, for sure. I mean, those are all to attenuate the power. This doesn't lay the power down so much so like you would on a regular modern 1000cc super bike. This also has the adjustable aftermarket levers on here too. So again, it's somewhat of a beginner bike, touching that intermediate category. Got a great look to it. Anyone that's looking to begin to ride, and again, you may be taller, that's your right front, this is a great option. Any of these mid-range sport bikes are so fun to ride, and they're not scary. That's your right rear, obviously. Go left rear, and then we'll hit left front. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. That's high beam. Low, high, low, high, low. Real modern look. Kind of looks like a Panigale from Ducati. A lot of the companies sort of take those styling cues and they make them their own. It is something that in the Superbike, Super Sport, GP world, especially with all the Aero and things that are coming into play these days, you will see a lot of these bikes starting to take cues from each other. And I mean, it's all performance based mods, so they want to make their bike the best. This is cool. It has the inlets here so that the air can pass through, come around your body, make you more aerodynamic. It has your rear passenger pegs for your passenger. Not that you're really going to be taking a whole lot of people. Oh, there's this one right up on the tank, if I forgot to mention that one. But it is a used bike, and they usually have some form of a blemish here or there, so no big deal. Now, let's hear what this sounds like, because I know these sound great. I don't know if I have to pull the clutch or not, but we're going to find out. Nope. Okay, so cold start. It's not horrible, actually. It's not cracking. I do anticipate when I twist this throttle, though, it's going to give a little bit of a crack. It does sound like a parallel twin, maybe a little bit deeper. It actually has a very low rumble. The camera does not do this justice at all. So if you really want to hear it, you got to stand in front of it. Wow. That's actually really nice. That's really nice. Good job, Leo Vinci. There's a tonal quality to that actually sort of makes this bike sound like it's singing a little bit. Really, really nice tone. And it's not super obnoxious to drive your neighbors insane. It really isn't. I mean, I'm just standing here talking normal volume while this bike is running with an aftermarket pipe on it. Wow. Really good. Really nice. Really nice. Well, let's hit the brake light here. This is going to be foot brake. There you go. And this will be handbrake. So then the other thing is, if you watch our videos, you know we do a 48-point checklist that is important for every one of these bikes to go through, no matter how low mileage they may be or how high mileage they may be. And it is imperative for safety reasons that we do these things so that we know that when you leave, you're going to be riding a bike out of here that is serviced, inspected, and detailed as best as it possibly can be. We even put a battery tender lead on. This one's sitting over here so that when you're done for the ride, that day you just go plug your bike in and top your charge off and you're good to go. So pretty much a no frills in terms of the electronics, traction control, wheelie control, all that stuff. That's your right wrist. That's right here. Here's your traction control. That's it. That's pretty much it. So if you're somebody that's learning or doesn't really need a big bike, just wants to have a lot of fun, and a 500, you can take it on the highway. You'll be cruising just fine. Eventually, you will probably want a larger bike, but you know what? These things are so nice to ride. They're very fun, and it sounds great. So you can't go wrong with this bike at all. So like I said, 48-point checklist. We do everything we can to make sure that these things are as top notch as possible. This one is gorgeous. It's a beautiful bike. And I know you would be very happy with it. So if you're digging this 2018 Honda CBR500R, give us a call at 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of our inventory and our current inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We do have aftermarket warranties available, some financing options available. We can, in some cases, deliver bikes, and we can ship them too. We've done that quite a bit. But I would say with the new season upon us here within the next couple months, as it starts to get nice and we get closer and closer to that awesome spring weather, this is the perfect opportunity to get that bike that you're always wanting. Especially, like I said, if you're somebody that's starting out, you don't have to get the 250. You can absolutely get something like this and be super confident that you're going to be able to ride it and enjoy it, grow into it even, and then eventually, if you want, get a bigger bike. But this is that great middle ground, and it is a gorgeous looking machine. Gorgeous bike. Well, I'm super biased. I love them all. I really do. Well, until the next bike, my friends, hey, thanks again. Like and subscribe. Please ding that notification bell. Check out our shorts. We got some other upcoming stuff working in the pipe, so we're trying to do our best here. It's going to get busy real soon, which that's what it's all about. So, happy riding.